Ayan, so magandang hapon sa inyong lahat, class. So, welcome sa ating klase ngayon. Ayan. So, 10 pa lang tayo dito sa ating class. Wait lang. Ayan. So, kahit na nasa bahay tayo, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang klase natin. So, sa mga nandito ngayon, I think 10 na, 10 students ata yung nandito. So, sa 10 na nandito, okay lang ba na mag-comment kayo dito para ma-recognize ko kung sino-sino yung mga estudyante ko. Saka kailangan ko rin kasi ng tulong ninyo for example, like mga question and answer natin. So, ayan. So, Edward, nandito na si Edward. Si Princess, Diana ko, the Princess Diana dito rin, si Josel Apaap, and si Tanay na nandito from Kogyo. Pwede bang mag-ask kung sino-sino yung mga nandito sa ibang branch natin? Ayan. So, di ba? Full screen ko yung nakikita ninyo. Sige, i-akit ko to para at least may kasama tayo dito ngayong araw. Ayan, so, ayan, may echo na tayo. Kahit pa paano. At least may kasama na tayo. Okay, so ganito ang gagawin natin. So, nang nakaraan kasi 'di ba natapos natin yung class natin with the episode 1 ng soup, stocks, and sauces. So ngayon, i-continue natin siya. Okay, so, ay, thank you Marsmat. Okay, so share ko lang yung screen natin. Pero bago pala ako mag-share ng screen, may papakita muna ako sa inyong video clip.
Great knife skills are essential to becoming a better cook. It's really the basis of everything that you're going to do in the kitchen. This is truly a skill you'll use every day with just about everything you cook. Okay, so first things first, before you even start chopping, you want to make sure that your cutting board is secure. A wobbly cutting board can result in your knife slipping and injuries happening. So an easy fix is to place a damp paper towel underneath your cutting board. You can also get a non-slip mat to put under the cutting board, or you can get a cutting board with grips. Next important thing is to make sure you're gripping your knife properly. If you put your finger on top of the knife, if you hold far back on the handle, if you have a dainty grip, those are all incorrect ways. You want to put your finger and your thumb at the very back of the knife and wrap your fingers around it. That way you have a firm grip, and when you chop, you're going to be in control of what you're doing. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but with time, it'll become second nature to you. So one common mistake when you're chopping is to have all your fingers laid flat. As you can see, my fingers are in danger of getting cut off. You actually want to form a claw so that your fingers go in and the knife will hit up against your knuckles as you're chopping. So with this claw, your fingertips are going to be protected the whole time, and it's actually going to give you support as you're chopping. Another common mistake is the slicing motion. If you just chop really aggressively down like this, you're not going to get a nice, even cut. You really want to do a rocking motion when you cut, going back and forth with the knife. Think about it like a wave. So now that you know how to hold a knife properly, we're going to demonstrate a few common cuts that you see in recipes. We're going to start out with a dice. So for an onion, which is probably the most common thing you're going to dice, you want to cut it in half first, right through the root end. So the next step is to peel the outer layers, making sure that the root end is still intact. So with dicing, you want to make sure that the flat side is down, so it'll give you the most stability. Making sure we have that claw grip, make a few incisions horizontally into the onion. Then you're going to turn the onion towards you with the root side furthest away. And again, with that claw, make a few cuts vertically. Turn the onion again and use your knuckles as a guide. And you're going to start chopping along and just do that same nice chopping wave motion down. And then look, you've got an even dice. This is an example of a large dice. Here we've got a medium dice, and over here we've got a small dice. So in most recipes, when you just see something that says dice, it should be a medium size. The next cut we're going to show you is mincing. The most common of these is minced garlic. You want to remove the root end, and again, remember, we're always using that little claw. The next step is to place the garlic under the blade and then smash down. Then you're going to peel the garlic. The papery skin should fall right off. And then again, use that claw, use that same wave motion, and you're just going to repeat this a ton of times. I mean, you can use your fingers on the other side of the blade to help stabilize you, and then gently scrape it off. With mincing, the finer the mince, the more flavorful your dish is going to be. And it should really be tiny. Anything bigger than this would be a fine chop. Similar to dicing, mincing is a really common cut. You can use it in so many preparations. So dicing and mincing are the most common cuts you'll see in recipes, but we're going to show you a few other cuts in case you want to get fancy. Next up is chiffonade, which is most commonly used with herbs. We're going to show you with some basil. So first, you're going to stack basil leaves in a pile. Then you're going to roll them up from the top all the way down in a really tight cigar shape. So it looks like that. And then again, not to sound redundant, but you're going to use that same motion and just do really, really thin slices. A common mistake when you're doing the chiffonade cut is to not use enough force. You want to make sure to fully slice down, and if you do it correctly, it should look like these beautiful ribbons. Chiffonade is a really pretty cut, but it's really a vanity cut. You typically use it to garnish dishes. The next cut we're going to show you is Julienne, which is most commonly used with carrots, but you can do it with all sorts of things. So to julienne a carrot, you want to cut it into about 2-inch segments. We're going to just start with one for now. To start, you want to create a flat base. Once you've cut that flat part off, put the flat part down on the cutting board so you have more stability. Then I want to make 1/8 inch equal slices down. Next, stack the carrots up like building blocks. You can also divide the carrot stacks up into 2 parts so it's a little easier to manage. And then again, you're going to want to make equal 1/8 of an inch slices down. And then you should get these beautiful, equally sized matchsticks. Julienning is not a super common cut. You'd primarily see it in raw preparation like slaw or something like a quick pickle. It's really great because you wouldn't want a huge bite of pickled carrot, but with a julienne or a matchstick, it's just the right amount of tang. Next up, we're going to show you the oblique cut, also called a roll cut, which you will see why momentarily. First, you want to trim the end off diagonally. So right now the diagonal is facing towards you, so you just want to rotate it so that the diagonal is going away from you. And you're going to make a diagonal cut, so you're kind of creating this triangle shape. Then you roll the carrot again and cut. And then you're gonna keep rolling. One of the great things about this cut is that this carrot isn't even all the way through, but with this cut, all the pieces are going to be about even size and they're gonna cook evenly. It's a lot of even. You can use it to roast, steam, saute. It's incredibly versatile. It's also a fun shape. It's not used that often anymore, but it's really pretty and people should use it more. Now that you know the proper way to hold and use your knife, you'll be better equipped in the kitchen. And practice makes perfect. Start off slowly, make sure you're using the proper form. And the more you do this, the easier it'll get, the faster you'll be, and you'll be a pro in no time. Also, on a basic level, you're not going to chop your fingers off, which I think we can all agree is a great thing. But if you want to... Why?
O, di ba naubo rin yung host niya? Ayan. So, guys, so class, yun yung mga basic cuts na dapat natin, kahit papaano, alam natin kung paano siya natin ginagawa. So, for example, like kasi yung mga vegetables, mga usually na pinakita dito sa tasty.com. So, thank you so much, Basic Knife Skill by tasty.com YouTube channel. Ayan. So, for giving us a basic cut for different kinds of vegetable, which is magagamit natin siya in the future natin. So, yun na class, ganito, sa mga basic cuts natin, sa mga na-copyright, hindi. For sure, hindi naman siya mga-copyright. Okay, so, pero madali lang naman yan, di pa naman tayo monetize, so okay lang naman siya. So, para lang magbigay sa inyo na mas maraming information, why not, diba? So, go lang tayo sa mga ganyang information. Well, balik tayo dun sa topic natin. Okay, so basic cuts. So, likewise I promised to you last meeting, nung after natin na discussion is, mag-start tayo with the basic cuts. Okay, so basic cuts natin, we have different cuts na pinakita sa video. So, it's the good thing kasi from the start pa lang, binikita na niya na agad kung ano yung, paano natin gagamitin chopping board. Okay, before we use the chopping board, make sure na meron siyang placement underneath the chopping board. So it will avoid the movement of the chopping board. Hindi po naghihiwa ka na nasa ibang edge na ng mesa yung chopping board. So para mapanatili mo yon is kailangan mong lagyan siya ng towel or kaya ng tissue paper para hindi mag-move yung chopping board na gagamitin mo. And of course, di ba, on the last meeting natin then, I think last meeting ba yun? Basta may binigay din akong mise en place preparation dito. Nagkagamit kayo ng iba't ibang klaseng chopping board. Actually, parang nabanggit ko ata or sige, babanggitin ko na lang ulit. So we have different kinds of chopping board na ginagamit natin. So we have, for example, like green. Green is used for vegetable. Yellow is used for poultry. Red is used for red meat. Okay, or bloody meat na ginagamit na kind ng protein natin. Blue is for the seafood and shellfish. And brown is for the bread. Okay, bread and cheese. And we have also the white. Okay, the white one. The white chopping board is used naman siya for a cooked food. Okay, sa mga lutong pagkain naman ginagamit ang white chopping board. Okay, for example, like a breaded pork chop. So, instead na hiwain mo siya sa red, hindi mo siya pwede gawin kasi luto na siya eh. So, gagamitin mo doon, the chopping board is yung kulay white o yung lutong, tawag ito, ah, yung for cooked food. Then, we have a new chopping board na nag-exist ngayon, which is the orange. Okay, kasi may mga kitchen na gumagamit na ngayon ng tinatawag nilang halal or di na-adopt nila yung halal system. Ito yung pag sinabi nating halal, it's not a prayer. Okay, it's not a prayer. It is a kind of iOS or standardization of preparation or cooking preparation that they will eliminate the pork meat or they totally not include the pork meat or the hog in their kitchen premises. That's why they call it halal. Okay, ito yung mga pagkain na ipine-prepare sa mga mga Muslim area natin. So, ang ginagamit na chopping board para at least yung hindi makontaminate kasi yung red kasi is general siya for red meat. Okay, ngayon kung gagamit kayo ng pork meat, so you will use the orange one. Okay, para totally ma-undergo kayo ng halal system natin. So, so yun lang naman information. Then, pagdating tayo sa mga basic cuts natin. Okay, basic cuts natin is kagaya kanina, meron tayong dice. Okay, so ang cut ng onions natin, meron tayong parallel and perpendicular. Okay, pag sabing parallel cut, yung ganito ng onion, okay, kapag once na, di ba may guhit yung onion natin, kapag yung inalign mo yung pag-cut ng onion based on the alignment nito, okay, is, ang tawag doon is parallel cut. Ibig sabihin, you are cutting on the same line of your onion. Kapag once na kinat mo siya, intersecting with the line, example, this is the onion and the strips is like this, I mean, nandito yung strips, tapos kinat mo siya into half, ayan, parang half onion, white onion, ang tawag naman doon is perpendicular cut. So, ginagamit natin yung cut na yon sa onions, depende kung anong klaseng pagkain ang gusto nating i-prepare. Pero, isa additional basic cuts na ginagamit yun for the onion. Then also, technique natin for making a diced onion is ikakat natin yung line, tapos parang i-fillet natin siya 3 beses, tapos saka mo siya ito-chop perpendicular to get the extra, to get the diced onion. Oy, okay ba ang audio ko? Okay ba ang audio ko? Hindi ba malabo, hindi ba malakas, hindi ba mahina? Ayan, wait lang. Hindi pa rin kasi wala pa rin kasi ako sa school kasi I'm still, ayoko pa rin may sipon pa rin. So, ayoko makahawa sa akin, mga katrabaho. That's why I'm here at my house. So, I don't know kung may bayad to or wala, pero for sure, parang feeling ko wala. So, gagawin ko lang to din para din talaga sa inyo. Ayan. So, syempre, ang dami ko na rin reviews kasi. Noong last week, wala rin tayong klase because of the holiday. And, yun. So, that's why I do it. Okay naman yung sound. Pwede naman kayong ayan, so good morning po. O kagigising lang ba ni Edward? Ayan. Si Princess na nandito, good afternoon sir. Si Josela Paap, nandito pa rin ba? Ayan, so di ba nag-attendance si sir? Si Tani na nandito, Mars Matt, hello. Okay, si Gian na nandito din, si Aldwin, and of course, si Mark Flores na nandito rin, na-copyright na si sir. Hindi po. Okay, so, yan. So, press 1 naman kung okay sa inyo yung feed ng mic. Kasi nakikita ko sa screen ko ng phone, hindi na gumagalaw. Ang nakikita ko lang dito, yung screen ko sa PC na ginagamit ko. Ayan. So, anyway, so, masyado lang malaki yung exposure ko dito sa Ayan. So, clear naman po. Ayan. Thank you po. Thank you sa press one. Ayan. So, doon tayo sa topic natin. So, continuation tayo ng ating topic natin noong nakaraan. So, we have a different kinds of, I mean, we define the different kinds of stock. Sorry. Ano lang tayo, recap lang tayo ng mga kind ng stocks natin. So, nag-start tayo, okay, so pag-start tayo, di ba meron tayong 5 basic principles sa paggawa ng stock natin? Di ba? So, number 1 is using the choices of meat, di ba? Tapos, pangalawa is the water na ginagamit natin. Tapos, yung cuts ng vegetable. Tapos, simmering and steaming. So yun yung principles natin ng paggawa or pag-perform natin ng stocks natin. And sa paggawa din ng stocks, may mga attributes siya. Ano yung mga attributes natin? Ito yung mga additional natin. So meron tayong bouquet garnish, sachet d'épices na ginagamit natin sa preparation ng stocks. We also discuss a different kind of stocks. We have the vegetable stock, the fish stock, the pork stocks, and the beef stock or the brown stock, mga ganyan. Okay, so yun yung in-explain din natin noong nakaraan. And also, we discuss the different soup preparations, di ba? We discuss also the different thickening agents that we will be able, that we can use in preparation of our soup. Okay, then so and so forth hanggang sa inopen na natin yung ating task sheet. So, hindi ko pa nabibisita yung mga task sheet ninyo kung ano yung mga nagawa na ninyo. Pero, siguro maybe after this or by next week, ma-open ko na lahat yung mga naipasa or naisubmit nyo sa akin. So, yun lang naman. So, as long as hindi ko pa ino-open or as long as wala pa akong sinasabi sa inyong i-open yon. So, wala sa akin yung access. Ang access kasi ng LMS natin ako at saka yung creator or yung uploader. Okay, kapag in-upload niya kasi yan, tapos in-open niya na agad sa LMS na ito yung bukas at saka yung sara nung preparation, discretion niya yon kasi siya yung nag-upload eh. Pero as long as hindi ko sinasabi sa inyo kung ano yung mga i-open or gagawin yung task, so wag kayong magpanic or wag kayong what you call this, mag-chat agad na, sir, baka pwedeng extend yung deadline. Hindi. Okay, hangga't hindi dumadaan sa akin yung notes or yung time na kung kailan yung submission, so you don't have to worry about. Okay, hangga't hindi ko sinasabi sa inyo yung mga pag-open at pagsara ng mga task sheet or mga quizzes or mga activities ninyo na nakalagay sa element. So, yun lang naman. Kasi nakita ko nagpapanik na si yun to, si Ronald, si Ronald ba, saka sino yun yung isa, yung laging nagchat na, sir, baka extend po, ganyan-ganyan. So, yun. Tanong ko lang dito, may tiga-QC ba na nandito? Ayan. Students from QC branch, meron ba? Kasi gusto ko ma-identify, baka mamaya hindi na naman sila nakasama kasi hindi natin na-send yung link sa kanila. Pero di ba lahat naman ng tiga-QC nasa GC natin, tama ba? Tama ba? Yung mga friend ko dyan, the Pig Out Squad na may channel ng mukbang. Saka ito rin si Marsva, channel din siya ng mukbang. Ito yung mga pagkain. Pagkain yung mga, may content din sila mga pagkain. Ayan. Class, please, don't hesitate to comment kapag tinatanong ko kayo. Aantayin po yung mga comments ninyo kapag once na, ano, Ayan. So, si Gian lang nakikita ko dito from Pasig. From Kogyo si Tani nakita ko dito eh. Oo, at least meron tayong mga representatives sa bawat branch natin. So, ayan. Ay, ayan. So, pasensya niyo na din sa aso kasi nasa bahay nga ako. Ayan si Ronald Agno. Can I ask for representative for each branch? Pwede ba ako mag-ask ng mga representative ng bawat branch? Yung mga YouTube friends ko nandito, salamat sa support. Na-appreciate ko yung mga pagdaan niyo dito. Ayan. So, I think we will continue na our topic. So, I think they are here already. Kasi nakikita ko naman sa feed ko sa views. So, marami naman kayo. So, for sure, nandito na yung mga classmates ninyo. Okay, so let's have the si Ate Alam po sa amin. Ayan, sige. Ayan, so magre-request ako ng someone to be with me sa taas dito sa ating StreamYard. Okay, yung sana yung naka-wifi din or yung merong naka-internet connection din sa bahay na hindi naka-data para at least mabilis din yung feed dito sa taas na nakikita ko. Kung meron po sana ng meron din. Ayan. So, bababa ko yung link. Okay. So, mag-i-invite ako sa inyo. Okay. So, yung link na to para po ito dun sa may yung may kakayahan na magstay hanggang sa akin mamaya para at least may kasama ako dito sa taas. Or kung sabi nila narinig nila yung kanilang feed para at least may kasama ako. Okay lang naman. Okay lang naman. Ayan. So, ayan po yung link sa baba. So, antayin ko na lang kung sino yung gustong umakyat for this lecture natin ngayon para at least meron tayong kasama dito sa taas. Pero kung okay na naman, kung ayaw rin nila naman din, okay na naman din sa akin. Ayan. So, I think let's continue na tayo with our topic. So, ang dami ko na namang introduction. So, almost, ang dami na nating kwento. So, we took already the 28 minutes of our discussion natin for 2 hours. Okay, so we will continue our topic natin. Okay, so sa last, yung kanina yung basic cuts natin, so marami pa yon. Okay, hindi lang chiffonade, oblique, dice, Julienne, ang basic cuts na marutunan nyo, malalaman ninyo. So marami pa yan. Okay, so again, in preparation of your stock, so kapag magkagamit kayo ng inyong vegetables, so nakaayon dapat siya sa stock na gagamitin ninyo. Kung ang stock ninyo is mas matagal siya pakukuluan, dapat yung kanyang chop ng kanyang vegetables is specifically the mirepoix. Okay, mirepoix again is the combination of 50% onions, 25% carrots, and 25% celery. So it is a classic basic ingredients in the preparation of the stock, where the carrots give the color, the onions give the taste, and the celery will give also the aroma for your stock preparation. So, and of course, ano pa ba yung kailangan sa basic cuts na rin? Magagamit yung mga basic cuts kayo na pinanood ko sa inyo na clip sa mga susunod nyo pang paggagamitan, lalo sa paggamit ng mga pag-garnish. So malaking bagay yung malaking tulong yung mga basic cuts natin para makapag-prepare kayo ng tama at maayos na preparation ng pagkain natin. Okay, so let's continue with our discussion. So principles and techniques of producing stocks and sauces according to the industry standard. So to know the recipes in producing sauces, to know the different techniques and principles in producing sauces. So that is the objective for today. So introductions natin, like stocks and sauces, have lost some importance once they had in the commercial kitchen, except of course in the best restaurants serving that may be considered luxury cuisine. Okay, so sa stocks natin, ang usually talagang gumagamit talaga ng mga stocks talaga dito is, alam mo yon, ito yung mga talagang high-end restaurant kasi talagang they will spend to get the richness of the basic stocks natin. Lalo kapag ang isang cuisine or isang restaurant nag-offer siya ng fine dining or ng full preparation of the food from appetizer hanggang dessert. And kapag once ang isang restaurant kasi is nag-undergo talaga siya into Michelin or talagang well-known restaurant talaga, yung mga basic sauces or basic stocks na yan, required yan na dapat alam lahat, hindi lang ng isa, hindi lang ng manager, hindi lang ng assistant or ng supervisor, lahat sila. Dapat may idea or meron siyang uh, meron siyang alam doon sa kitchen natin. Okay, so sabi dito is the misunderstanding arise from the poorly made sauces. Okay, so ano to, nasan yung sinabi ko? No, ayan, so this one, ayan yung sinabi niya, oh. Ayan, this is a very, very no, no, no yan sa kitchen. Lalo kapag gusto natin or mag-target tayo ng mag-target tayo ng, ng basic, ng mga French cuisine natin. So, hindi pwedeng, hindi pwedeng sinabi na hindi ko alam yan. Okay? Dapat may idea or may background ka sa mga sinasabi ng mga chefs sa'yo or mga prior na mga immediate or mga senior, okay, na mga chef or kasamahan nyo sa kusina. Dapat ay, kahit pa paano may idea kayo. So, yun yung purpose natin. Okay? Kaya binibigay natin isa-isa yung mga details na kailangan ninyo pagdating sa preparation nito. Okay? So, okay, sauces, a sauce works like seasoning. Okay, in the kitchen premises, it enhances and accents the flavor, okay, of the food. It should not be dominate or hide the food. So yun yung mga rules natin for the sauces. Sauce is made like a seasoning, but it should not be dominate the food. Pag sinabi natin dominate, ito yung mas marami pa yung sauces mo kaysa sa mismong pagkain na gusto mong ipakita sa tao. So that's no. Okay, hindi yun pwede. So sauce is just a seasoning lang, okay, sa ano natin, sa pagkain natin. So a good cook knows that the sauces are as a value as a salt and pepper. So aside from salt and pepper to taste natin, okay, also the sauces will give much more I mean it will emphasize our food. Okay, understanding different sauces. So we have different functions. Function of the sauces. Sauce may be defined as the flavorful liquid, usually thickened or used to season flavor and enhances the flavor foods. A sauce adds the following qualities. So number one, we have the moist. Okay, so it gives the moist. Okay, good afternoon, Mark, Lorray, and of course, okay, okay, si Romulo. And Gia, ayan, Jennifer, hello. And KTPS na nandito rin. Hello. Ayan, so it gives the moisture, okay, for the food also, the sauce. It gives the flavor. Okay? I mean, may sariling lasa yung pagkain, pero it enhances. Okay, the term is enhances the flavor or the taste of the food. Okay, it gives richness. Okay? So mas ma-edify yung kind ng putahe natin kapag once na meron siyang sauce. Okay, appearance and color and the shine. So iba kasi gumagamit kagaya 'di ba nabigkas natin yung nakaraan yung mga glaze at saka yung glaze sa demi-glass, yung glass, tama, glaze at saka yung demi-glass. Okay, so napakita din natin yun, na-explain din natin yun yung nakaraan. So it gives also the glossy texture to the food also. And it give also interest and also an appetite. Okay, appeal for our natin sa mismong pagkain natin. Okay, the structure of sauces. Okay, a major sauces we consider here are made of three kinds of ingredients. Number one, the liquid, which is the body of the sauce. The second is the thickening agent. Okay, and then the third one is the additional seasoning and flavorings of seasoning and the flavorings of the ingredients. Liquid. Liquid is the stock na ginagamit natin. Okay, whether it is a remoulade, whether it is a brown stock, whether it is a fish stock, a pork stock, a vegetable stock, or a chicken stock. Okay, basta as long as the liquid that we are using here in the sauces, or we have also the au jus, which is from the extraction of the juice of the meat. Yan, so yung tawag nating au jus. So it's either of those kind of liquid, ginagamit natin yun, plus the thickening agent. We also have the different thickening agent that we're able to use. We have the slurry paste, okay, the combination of water and cornstarch or water or flour. We have the roux, we have the beurre manier, we have also a puree, okay, as mga thickening agent natin. And of course, mga starch natin like potato starch natin. So yun yung mga example natin ng mga thickening agent na ginagamit natin para sa paggawa ng sauce natin. Okay. Then also, we have the additional seasoning of flavorings like herbs and spice. Okay, so dapat tayo ngayon we discover na yung mga different basic herbs and spice that we are commonly used in the kitchen like rosemary, thyme, peppercorn, yung mga ganyan. So dapat familiar na tayo diyan. The cayenne pepper, the bay leaf, the star anise, ano pa ba, the anise, and the five spices by the Chinese preparation, mga ganyan. So, dapat familiar na tayo sa mga ganyan. So, how would you be able to familiar? Go to supermarket and search for the herbs and spice. Kasi, wala naman tayong face-to-face, kaya hindi rin nyo rin may encounter sa akin yung ating mga different herbs and spice. Pero, ano yun, maganda kasi kapag once na expose kayo sa different herbs and spice, na ano natin. Kasi nga, yun yung uh, madalas na ginagamit sa kusina natin. Okay, and to understand the sauce making, you must first learn how to prepare the components and how to be combined them into a finished sauces. So we have different thickening agents. Okay, so as you see the previous lectures natin. So a sauce must be thickened enough to cling lightly to the food. Okay, thicken enough, not to hold enough. Okay? So magkaiba kasi yung thicken sa hold. Pag sinabi natin kasing hold, ito yung kala mo pag once na namuo na siya. Okay? So it's very, very wrong. Okay, sa paggawa ng sauce. Dapat continuous yung kanyang drip. Pag sinabi natin, yes, of course, the dry cloves. So sinabi ni Princess Diana Rose na nang nakaraan chat niya ako, sir, wala po kami makitang dry cloves. Sabi ko, bawang lang yun. na na pinatuyo. So that's the ordinary, that's the alternative natin ng cloves natin. Ayan, so a sauce may be thick enough or to cling okay, the food. Otherwise, it will run off or it will lie in the puddle in the plate. Okay? Yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. Kailangan pag sinabing sauce, dapat continuous yung kanyang drip. Pag sinabing drip, pag once na kinuha mo yung soup ladle, tapos yung pag binuhos mo ng ganyan, yung kanyang drip, ibig sabihin yung kanyang pagpatak is tuloy-tuloy. Okay, that's sinasabi ko sa inyo, yung continuous yung kanyang drip. Okay, hindi dapat siya loosen, nakala mo tubig, hindi din siya sobrang thicken na it holds, na like you can paddle the sauce. Pag sinabing paddle, ito yung talagang akala mo gumamit ka na ng alam mo yung yung lugaw, yung malapot na lugaw, parang ganun, or kaya malapot na mashed potato, parang ganun yung mga texture. So it's not a good sauce. Okay, tandaan, it's not a good sauce. It needs to be a continuous in drip. Okay, so ayan, so chef used the term nappe or napai. Okay, napai, French napai, meaning napper, meaning to top. Okay, so to describe the texture of the sauce, it has the right texture to coat the food. Okay, so again, sauce used to coat the food or to give you a appetizing, okay, to your mismong pagkain natin. So, kapag alam mo na yung sauce na gagamitin mo, it will edify the food, then that's the good sauce. But if you think that you are putting a sauce which is incongruent, wow, incongruent, diba? Or not appropriate in your food item, please don't use it. Okay? Kung tingin mo na hindi bagay yung sauce, kahit sabihin mo masarap yung lasa ng sauce, pero hindi babagay siya in terms of the color combination of the food, no, wag ka pa rin wag ka mag-compromise. Okay? Kasi may mga rules tayo sa paggamit ng mga sauce or yung mga color combination. Usually, in terms of color combination, we use excuse me, 3 or 5 color combination of food natin. Okay? So that will be the not only help for you. Okay, so starch will the most commonly, ayan, di ba? Ang dami nating slides. So 13 pages, 19 pages, sa 3 pa lang tayo. Ang dami ko kasing sinasabi. Di ba? So roux is ingredients, or okay, it's roux. Okay, cook. I think we already discussed this, the roux. Yeah, the preparation of roux is first is you will just melt the butter and you will add the sifted flour. Okay, then we have different kinds of minutes to get the blonde roux, white roux, and the chocolate. White roux, blonde roux, and the chocolate roux, which is we have the discussion on last meeting natin. So we will, okay, ano ba to? Ayan. So we have the finishing technique for our sauce. Ayan. Ayan, egg yolk and cream liaison. Okay, so ang classical cooking of liaison is the mixture of egg yolk and cream. Okay, ito usually ginagamit natin sa pag-prepare ng ano natin ng Benedict. Yan, usually ganon. Gumagamit tayo ng cream and then the egg yolks. Okay natin. So, and the other one is gumagamit, pwede na natin example ng cream and egg yolk yung creme glaze or crema glaze. Okay, ito yung creme glaze is we are using the egg yolks. Okay, using the double boiler and then we add cream on it. Okay, cream, cold cream yung ginagamit natin doon. And then we stir or we whip continuous to get the sauce. And ano yun, masarap yun. If you will try the egg and the raisin sauce, it's a very, 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 very delicious kind of sauce. Ayan. So, ano pa ba? Asan pa ba tayo? Ayan. So we have different terminologies that we are using into sauce. So to reduce or one half means to cook away one half of its volume so that its half is left. Ito naman pag gagawa naman tayo ng ano, pag sinabing one half means yung kung meron kang saucepan na full yung kanyang laman, kapag sinabing half, ibig sabihin reduce mo siya or magkakaroon ka ng reduction into half part of your saucepan. Okay, so pag sinabing to reduce 3/4, it means that 1/4, okay, 1/4 is left. So talagang masaside siya into 1/4 naman. Okay, to reduce OSEC means to reduce until dry or nearly dry. So yun yung, ito usually yung OSEC, ginagamit natin yung procedure na to, yung term nito, sa pagluluto natin ng ano, ng adobo. Di ba masarap kapag once na dry yung adobo natin, yung tipong naninikit-nikit na yung parang sauce ng adobo natin. So OSEC. OSEC yung terminology na ginagamit for that, for the reduction. Okay, enriching with the butter and cream. So we have the raisin. Okay, heavy raisin is addition by thickening agent. Okay, which is the roux. Okay, tapos the raisin of egg yolks and cream used to finish the sauce by giving an extra richness and smoothness. Heavy cream has a long been used for giving the flavor and richness of the sauce. The most obvious example is adding the cream to basic bechamel sauce to make the cream sauce. Ayan. So, I think we will go tayo with preparation of bechamel. Ayan. So, ito yung pinexplain ko sa inyo na nakaraan about the clarification of butter. Okay, yung clarifying the butter, di ba? When you are melting the butter kasi, meron kayong makikitang nasa top portion. Eh, na nakikita nyo. Na-contrast kasi yung picture, kaya na-edify talaga yung nasa top view nung mismong natin, nung mismong melted butter natin. Okay, so ayan o, yung nasa ibabaw na yun, tatanggalin mo yan para makuha mo yung pinaka-yellow. Yung pinaka-yellow or golden yellow na yan, that is the clarified butter kapag once na ginamit na natin, like this one. Ayan. So may procedure din tayong paggawa ng clarified butter ha. So you can recap our notes. Malaking bagay yung ginawa kong malaking bagay yung ginawa ko sa inyong notes na kagaya nito kasi you will give the basic information kaya kung kaya niyo siyang i-download much better. Yan, at tasikip nyo tapos just remember na lang din na It's made from our heart para sa inyo. Okay, we go tayo with the leading sauces. Okay, so we have first number one is the bechamel. Okay, the classic version of the standard of white sauces of bechamel was made in the lean veal of herbs and spices simmered with the sauce for an hour or white veal or stock added in the sauce and then the juice. It's really done today. Nevertheless, the plain bechamel sauce used today simply is the milk and the roux. Okay, so the classic version, the standard white sauce, which is used for the bechamel, is they are using the veal stock. Okay, veal is a kind of nasa uri siya ng sheep, mga ganyan. Sheep, goat, yan, veal. Yan. So, parang siyang maliit na baka, parang gano'n, the veal. Or deer, okay, so veal. And veal and venison is quite the same in the same time. Okay, so adaw is the preparation of the basic bechamel is the combination of milk and the roux. Can be improved by simmering the sauces with onions and spice. This may be omitted, of course, but sauce will have the less flavor. Actually, preparation of the bechamel sauce is just simply like this one. Okay, so we have here the ingredients of the preparation of the bechamel. Okay, you need a clarified butter, the bread flour, okay, or the flour. Kung wala kayong makitang bread flour, it's okay. Okay, the first class flour ang gagamitin nyo, wag yung third class ha. So how would you identify if the flour is third class? Ito yung pag sinabi yung flour na third class, ito yung nabibili nyo sa palengke na 10 piso yung isang balot. Yung mga ganon. Tapos yung pag inamoy mo, talagang amoy harina siya. The first class flour, ito yung sobrang puti na flour. Okay, na nabibili siya ng nakabox sa supermarket or meron alam ko meron din sa Pasig Palengke kaya lang isa lang atang store or sa Mandaluyong meron tayong binibilan ng flour na first class diyan kay sa may BPI Savings Bank sabay tapat ng marketplace. Sa Kogyo binibilan ko ng first class flour doon sa may sa Kogyo Gate 2. Yan, so pwede kayong maghanap doon ng first class na flour. Yung kahilera ng katab sa baba ng Super 8. Meron doon nabibili na first class flour. Yan, so lagi kami doon bumibili kapag meron kaming training ng baking doon. Tapos sa QC naman, nakakabili naman sa may somewhere sa Pure Gold, of course, Pure Gold, nakakabili tayo doon. Pinakamura na talaga kasi sa QC kasi mahirap bumili sa Commonwealth Market. Actually, Commonwealth Market is a good market talaga. Namimili din ako doon ng ingredients natin nung may training pa kami. And then sa Pasig, of course sa Pasig Palengke, pero nasa isa lang atang store ang nabibilan mo doon ng harina. Nasa medyo gitna pa siya. Doon. Basta tanong-tanong kayo doon ng first class po. First class po ang sabihin ninyo. Kasi pwede kayong bigyan ng harina doon pero alam niyo na third class yung binibigay sa inyo, yun yung murang harina. Ayan. So hello Angeli. Hello from nakinig ka lang dyan sa lecture ni Sir. Ayan, from Cebu. Ayan. So thank you so much. Ayan. So we have another ay tanong ko pala, ay nasa Davao ka na ba? Ay uh, comment ka lang ako narinig mo yung tanong ko. Ayan, so in preparation of our bechamel, so first is we heat the butter in a heavy saucepan. Okay, over low heat and add the flour. Okay, and make the white roux. Okay, so sige, bigyan natin ng a video clip. Sa 15 pa daw alis niya. Uy, ingat ka ano, ingat ka Eileen sa pag-uwi sa Davao. Davao 'no, tama ba?
Today is sauce bechamel in our 5 must series. Lots of wonderful uses. It is a mixture of a roux and milk that comes together in a creamy, velvety sauce. Things like pot pies that creamy insides make them bechamel. Roulades often have a little bit of creaminess on the inside. Bechamel. Any type of nice plated creamy sauce. And then a bechamel turns into something called a Mornay sauce. That's how we make cheese sauce, guys. Totally cool. So lots of uses for a bechamel sauce, also
Ay,
called white
hindi
sauce.
na gumalaw yung ano.
Those
Wait lang.
are my mac
Babaan
and
ko lang
cheese
yung ano,
sliders. I'll have a
quality.
here. Today is sauce bechamel in our 5 mother sauces. Lots of wonderful uses. It is a mixture of a roux and milk that creamy, velvety sauce.
Masarap
Things
yan,
like
yung
pot
potato
creamy inside
gratin.
make them bechamel. Roulades often have a little bit of a creaminess on the inside. Bechamel. Any type of nice plated creamy sauce, and then a bechamel turns into something called a Mornay sauce.
Yes,
That's how we
nasa
make
task
cheese
sheet
sauce,
natin ang
guys.
paggawa ng
Totally cool. So
bechamel.
lots of uses for
Yun yung
bechamel
nilagay
sauce.
ko
Also
doon na
called
task
a
sheet
white
ninyo.
sauce. Those are my mac and cheese sliders. I'll have a link below. You guys got to check that out. A great use for bechamel. So here's our ingredients. We're going to use high quality butter, some flour, some whole milk, some nutmeg. We're going to use half of an onion, and cool ingredients, some cloves. This is a very traditional, classic French bechamel. So we're going to start off making our roux. We're going to get some butter in there. Got 4 tablespoons. We're making a bechamel. So usually a roux is equal parts flour and butter. In this case, since there's a good bit of fat inside of the milk, we're going to use 4 tablespoons of butter and 3 tablespoons of flour. Bring them together. It's going to create a lighter roux instead of a thicker roux, which is cool. It's going to give us a little more time to cook the sauce and let the flavors that we're going to add to it get into the sauce. They're going to kind of steep together and get happy. So what I'm doing right there is I'm cooking out the flour. If you don't do this process and you just pull it together and start adding milk, you're going to get a little bit of gritty and graininess. So it's very important at
Yan.
that
So pag
point
nagpo-pour
to
kayo
cook
ng
out the
ano ng
flour. That's
milk do sa
done
paggawa
while
ng
making the roux.
bechamel
So
ninyo
cool.
is
So we're going to start off there by
cold
putting about a
milk
third
yung
of the milk
gagamitin
and
niyo.
let
So start
everything come
kayo ng
together and get
konti
happy.
muna,
Once
tapos
we start
stir,
noticing a
then
little bit of
saka niyo siya
thickness, we're going
haluin
to add the rest of
para
the
hindi mabigla
milk in
yung
there.
roux.
Then we're going to stir, stir, stir. We're going to notice it's going to try to thicken on us. We're on medium high heat right now, and we're going to go ahead and finish
Medium
it, bring
high
it up
heat
to a
yung
soft boil,
volume
which is
natin.
where it just starts breaking the surface like that. We're not trying to scald the milk. And then we're going to stir, 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 and it's going to
We
thicken
will
as
wait
heat
until that
does.
process being
It
thickened.
reacts with the roux and causes it to thicken, which is
Okay.
cool.
The nutmeg is
And
not
here's a really classic
hindi ko na
ingredient, guys.
ipapa-record sa inyo
Nutmeg.
kasi mahal
Nutmeg
ang
is
nutmeg.
delicious. It puts a
Mahal
very
ang nutmeg.
fragrant note
Okay.
in there.
Again, wait
And
lang.
becomes a bechamel,
Before I
something that
continue.
can
Okay, kapag once na naglagay kayo kay ano ng nutmeg kasi sa bechamel sauce, lalabas na dun sa bechamel nyo is Alfredo. Okay? Okay, so magiging Alfredo yung magiging sauce kapag naglagay na kayo ng nutmeg. Okay, kapag naglagay ka ng cheese sa bechamel, Mornay yung lalabas na na ano na sauce. So magiging parang siyang cheese sauce ang ibig sabihin ng Mornay. Okay, so no need na to use no need to use the nutmeg. But if you want to perform kasi the bechamel kasi, the next one kasi the preparation of pasta na kasi yun eh. That's the ano yun, magkaduktong kasi yung pwede mong gawin doon sa para hindi masaya kasi sa task sheet nyo kasi nagagawin dito sa ano nyo, sa activity nyo kasi may preparation dito ng paggawa. Sige, stop ko na to. So nakita niyo na kung paano gawin yung start tayo with the melting of butter. Equal portion siya ng butter and flour. So stop ko na muna to. Papakita ko sa inyo naman yung paggawa na yung task sheet na gagawin natin. Okay, para makatuloy tayo doon sa ano. Ayan. So, ang task sheet na gagawin nyo ay ito. Okay, so bibigay ko na sa inyo yung quiz ninyo. Okay, yung quiz natin. This was 100 point. Edit ko lang. Today is March 5. So, March 12 will be the deadline. March 11. Okay. Then we have also Okay, I can give you daw the CO2. Ay, nasa na ba tayo? Yeah, the week 2. Ay, the end of the task sheet. Ay, nabating ko, hindi niyo nakikita. Nakikita niyo ba? Ayan, nakikita naman. Okay, so ito yung task sheet na gagawin niyo na ngayon. Okay, so kagaya ng hindi ko nakikita sa phone. Ay, sorry. Ayan, so nawala ako. Sorry na po. Ayan, so ito yung task sheet na gagawin ninyo. Okay, so explain ko lang. So paggawa ng how to make a bechamel sauce. So you had your clarified butter, flour. Okay, hindi no need not to use the bread flour ha. Again, no need to use the bread flour. You can use flour. Okay, yun na bibili sa supermarket. Basta first class yung gagamitin ninyo. Wag yung third class. Okay, kasi talagang smelly. Smelly yung magiging amoy niya. Yes, sir, week 3, may extend din po ba? Yes, mag-extend tayo. Mag-extend yan. Mamaya, after nito, explain ko sa inyo yung task sheet ninyo. I think we will go tayo with the week 3. Yeah, na-prepare ko na rin yung na-prepare ko na rin yung for the week 3 natin. Yeah, so adjust natin yan. Don't need to worry about Mark Flores. Yes, oo. So yun yung gagawin yung task. Yun yung nakatoka sa inyo ngayon. Yung gagawa kayo ng bechamel sauce. So explain ko lang yung mga ingredients na gagawin ninyo. Clarified butter, bread flour, so milk. So no need to use the wait lang. Masyado siyang malaki. Wait lang. Papalitan ko yung alternative ingredients natin. This is good for individual preparation to ha. Two cup, 500 ml. Ayan. So, okay na siya. Save ko lang. So, yan na yung preparation nyo ng preparation nyo ng extend po yung last activity. Ha? Aling last activity yung paggawa ng stock? Tama ba yun? Tama ba, Regine? Ayan. So, may video clip ako nilagay dito para mabalikan ninyo. Pero maganda rin yung binakita ko sa inyo kanina na clip. Ayan. Send ko na lang din sa send ko na lang din dito. Hindi. Send ko na lang sa messenger yung isang clip ng YouTube natin. Pero okay na to. Okay din to. Yung naka-click dito na na meaning, okay na rin to.
Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make bechamel sauce, also known as white sauce. The ingredients that you're going to need for this recipe.
Okay, para hindi nyo masayang yung sauce na gagawin ninyo, pwede nyo na siyang ituloy into a carbonara. Okay, so ituloy nyo na siya nang after nyo ma-prepare. Basta ang kailangan ko lang kasi makuha ko yung preparation nyo ng paggawa ng bechamel sauce. Yung paggawa ng carbonara ninyo, you will just simply add a pork stock or chicken stock. Okay, plus you just simply you make a tuna carbonara. You just simply put a tuna flake, not hindi kasama yung oil ha. Yung tuna flakes you will just simply add, and then the mushroom para okay na kayo. May sauce kayo ng carbonara. Okay, so basic kayo sa bechamel sauce. Requirement yun sa inyo na gumawa ng bechamel, kahit bechamel, magawa ninyo. Okay? So, yun siya. Ngayon, tawag nito, paano kayo makakakuha ng chicken stock or ng stock na hindi kayo gagastos na ng malaki? You can use I suggest you can use the Nor cubes, chicken or pork, either of two. Okay, then melt it into 500 ml of water, then or 250 ml. Wag na kayo magdagdag ng salt dito kay bechamel ha. Wag na, kasi magiging masyado na siyang maalat pag kasi maalat yung Nor cubes. For the preparation niya ng for the preparation niya ng carbonara ha. I'm not saying in the preparation of bechamel. Ang kailangan ko lang sa paggawa ng bechamel is the basic ingredients na nilagay ko dito, na inedit ko na. Like 4 tablespoon clarified butter or butter. Okay, so 4 tablespoon of flour. Okay, 500 ml of milk. Wait lang. Ayan. Then the onion and then the clove. Okay, yung clove natin is kung wala kayong makita sa supermarket ng clove natin, you just use the garlic itself. Pwede naman natin yan. Okay, so yun yung makikita ko dapat na i-upload nyo sa aking video. Okay, na sa Dropbox nyo siya ilalagay. So, i-edit ko yung task ninyo. Okay, March 11 ang submission. Ayan. Then, ayan na. So, naka-open na siya sa inyo. So, pwede nyo na siyang gawin bukas, makalawa, for your task sheet 3.1. Okay, so how to make a bechamel sauce. So, question kayo, dali, question. Okay, yung notes na pinakita ko sa inyo, yung mga preparation ng mga iba't ibang sauces, like yung paggawa ng velouté, bechamel velouté, at saka Espanyol, brown sauce, tomato sauce, saka yung Hollandaise. I-keep nyo yun class. I-keep nyo yung mga recipe na yun kasi standard yan. Yung mga recipe na yan, standard yan. Kinuha ko mismo yan sa mismong standard na libro na ginagamit namin. Kaya, international yan. Tapos then the last topic nung ating episode 2 ng prepare is the logical and time efficient flow. Ayan. Ayan. So, importance of the workflow. So, you can read this one. Okay, basta importante nito is hindi kayo magkokos kasi ng danger. Okay, kung bakit importante yung pag-prepare ng flow natin or ng workflow natin dito, kung ba't siya importante is ma-prevent yung hazard, ma-prevent yung accident, saka yung mga mix ng ingredients natin. So kung may tama kasi tayong mise en place, may tamang workflow ang kitchen natin, may iwasan natin yung mga pagkakamali or mistakes natin. So simply instruction na workflow. So sabi niya, di ba, workflow is a visual diagram structured. Okay, predefine the set of activities that produce the desired result. Okay, for example, like preparation of the stock. Okay, sa next meeting natin, pupunta tayo sa first introduction and discussion natin, yung mga classical brigade or kitchen brigade natin, yung mga iba't ibang position sa kusina. So yun yung magiging introduction natin sa next topic natin na cookery natin. So yun yung magiging intro natin, then papasok tayo doon sa next topic natin. Ayan. So, sabi kasi ni Mark, mag-e-extend. Yes, mag-e-extend tayo. No worry about that naman. Okay, hindi tayo nagmamadali kasi pag nagmadali tayo, alam niyo na, hindi rin tayo magkakaintindihan kung anong gusto nating gawin kasi pare-pares tayo magmamadali. Okay, last topic na tayo dun sa ating COC4, Learning Outcomes 4.1. So para makumpleto na natin yung ating, bakit iba yung nasa screen ko na naman? Yan. Okay, para makumpleto na natin yung ating episode 2 ng preparation of the stock and sauces, so we will go tayo in how to store the stock. Okay, so preparing of the stocks for the storage, follow these steps to make sure the stock is properly prepared for storage. Okay, step 1, okay, is to cool down the soup or stock to cool the room temperature. So ano ba yung room temperature natin? So it ranges, yes. Oo. Bali pasok abde. Yung itong preparation ng bechamel to, part siya ng prelim. Okay? So siguro by next week natin, since mahaba naman yung topic natin, mahaba naman yung time natin sa Wednesday, so we will have this two type of discussion from the preparation of appetizer at saka preparation of salad. So ay maliit lang naman yung dalawang topic na yon. So we could have a one joint session for that topic natin for the next week. So pagdating doon sa mga task at activity ninyo, pipiliin ko na lang kung ano yung kayang-kayang gawin para matapos siya for 1 week preparation natin. Basta importante kasi natin dito, bawat isang week kasi makapag-prepare tayo ng output natin. Yan. So, ganun. Yan. Ayan. So, step 1 natin is cooling room temperature. So, 45 degree Fahrenheit or 7 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius or 145 degree Fahrenheit. So, that is the cool room temperature. So, cool down lang natin. Huwag yung ilalagay agad sa freezer. Okay? Ang soap or stock. Ngayon, kapag nasa room temperature na siya, bakit hindi natin siya hindi pwedeng ilagay agad sa freezer or ref? Kasi masisira po yung ating freezer or ref. Okay, masisira siya kasi pag ano yun, hindi maibibigay yung tamang temperature ng ref, masisira siya. So, hindi siya pwede. Okay, or ng freezer room natin. So, hindi siya pwedeng ilagay doon. So, kailangan palamigin mo muna yung stock. Then, after mo palamig mo yung stock, saka mo ngayon ilalagay sa storage or sa cold rooms or cold storage natin. Okay, so to hurry up the progress, okay, the process, you can place, yes, ano white long sleeve? Hindi, white polo shirt. Okay, uniform pa rin kayo sa preparation of bechamel, white polo shirt, hindi po white long sleeve. Ang white long sleeve po, Eileen, sa FBS po yun ginagawa. Oo. Ay sa ano yun, sa FBS ng white long sleeve natin. White polo shirt po or white shirt. Ang uniform ninyo pag magpe-prepare kayo ng stuff ninyo ng bechamel. Ayan. So, next natin is to hurry up the process, you can place the pot or freshly prepared stuff in a sink or with a drain stuff filled with iced water. Yan. So, ito naman yung doon sa lababo or sa sink, maglagay kayo ng kalang sa pinaka-bottom part. Siyempre, nakalock yun. Tapos magbuhos kayo ng tubig. Tapos sa paligid ng tubig na yun, maglagay kayo ng ice para mabilis lumamig yung stuff ninyo. Hindi talaga siya pwedeng yung ilalagay sa freezer. Hindi pwede din talaga. Okay, step 2 is once the stock is being cooled, place the stock in heavy-duty plastic container or several smaller ones if you would like to divide the stock into multiple uses. Yung tipong one stock is one preparation na agad. Okay, step 3 is seal the containers and place in the refrigerator or freezer. Stock will keep for about, eto kung gaano katagal yung stock preparation ninyo, is 6 to 8 months in the freezer. Okay, containers, when you say heavy-duty plastic containers, you should think the type of that you get to go to order or the wonton soup like Chinese restaurant. In fact, that you can say, okay, so alam niyo na pag sinabing heavy container, clever measuring. Okay, clever measuring is out commonly used by quantities, making recipes easier, faster. Ngayon, kung i-store mo na yung stock mo, kung alam mo na kung gaano karami yung kailangan mo stock for a specific kind of preparation, i-storage mo na siya based sa requirement or ingredient requirement. Ay, wait lang. Ano daw? Task sheet? Task sheet 3.1. Gia. March 11 ang nailagay ko. Nandun pa rin tayo sa prelim week 2. Nasa prelim week 2 pa rin tayo, Gia. Ayun, nag-comment din si Sanay. Ano sinabi? Huwag niyo munang pansinin yung midterm. Nasa prelim tayo. Nasa prelim pa rin tayo. Huwag niyo munang pansinin yung midterm. You can open the notes of midterm natin. Plus, yung mga tasks, sige, tanggalin ko na nga muna to. Bakit kasi may binigay? Ay, hindi ko pala na-close. Hindi, ungive ko na. O, di, wala na kayong magagawa dyan. Ayan. So, in-ungive ko na yung yung self-check LO3 ng midterm para hindi kayo magulo. Nasa week 2 pa lang tayo ng prelim. Okay, so on next week natin, we will topic the whole prelim week 3, which is the appetizer and the preparation of salad, midterm week 1. Next week natin yan. So expect nyo na medyo matagal yung ating discussion dito. Okay, so okay tayo doon. Okay. So okay na tayo. Kasi nabasa ko yung message ni Tanay. No, nasa tayo? Nasa prelim week 2. Prelim week 2. Ayan, yung in-open ko, yung paggawa ng bechamel. So, hindi na kayo pwede mag-worry doon. Okay, towing. Okay, towing your stock. Okay, pag sinabi natin towing, ito iba na-package na siya into small pieces. Ngayon nilagay sa freezer. Ngayon, syempre sa freezer, matigas, so nag-yellow siya. Okay, so ngayon, ang gagawin natin is, ito tow. Okay, in terms of towing, okay, towing is, binababa natin yung kanyang temperature from freezing into a liquid, yung magiging room temperature natin. So if using the stock that's stored in the refrigerator, let it come to the room temperature before incorporating into a recipe unless otherwise specified. If your stock has been stored in the freezer, you can tow the stock gradually by placing it in a refrigerator overnight and letting it come to room temperature before using it in your cooking. So for quicker results, you can place the container in stock on the vessel full of hot water, not boiling, to thaw it out quicker. Reseasoning. Reseasoning is a freezing stock may dull the flavor. Yes, it happened. Okay, the taste before serving, the incorporating into the recipe, you may add a bit more seasoning to make up the stuff, to make up the flavor loss. Ayan. So yun yung mga pwede niyong gawin in terms of reseasoning or reheating of your stocks natin. Wala na ako nakikitang comment. Parang okay naman ata kayo. Yeah. So next natin is storing sauces, reconstituting sauces. So often sauces are made before service and stored. They can be reheated and used when we needed, provided certain precautions are taken. Reheating should be carried out as quickly as possible, stirring frequently. Okay, so pag once mag-reheat ka ng sauces mo, so you can do it naman. Okay, then stir frequently. Pag sabing stir, para hindi matosta or ma-burn yung bottom part ng sauce natin. So that's why you need to stir. Okay, of course, yung ating sauces. Okay, tapos the sauces can be reheated. Okay, I do not overheat. Okay, as a tin can cause burning. Okay, kasi nga liquid na yan malapot na yan Okay, yung sauce mo malapot na yan. Syempre pag once na ininit mo yan, nag-evaporate na yung liquid. So ang tendency niyan, yung mare-reduce na yung kanyang liquid content. So tendency, medyo titigas, medyo magiging mas malapot na siya kapag once na nireheat mo siya. Okay, so kaya continuous stirring, tapos wag sobrang pagka-reheat kasi mababurn siya. During the service, hot sauces must be held for about 60 degrees Celsius At the end of the service, the reheated sauces should be discarded as should many sauces have been brought out of the bulk storage. Okay, the flour and the roux-based sauces will reconstitute but may be required for some adjustments when reheated. Okay, if possible, modified starch should be substituted for the flour. So, may mga ganong bagay na ano tayo na iaayusin niyo siya. Kung tingin niyo yung roux is hindi na siya mapapakinabangan sa pangalawang beses, then it will not be usable anymore. Pero pwede mo naman gawin yon is reconstitute. Ibig sabihin, mag-a-adjust ka. Magdadagdag ka ng liquid, magdadagdag ka ng roux, pero yung base mo pa rin na naunang ginamit mo, nandun pa rin. Okay? So, there are some differences between reconstituting soups and sauces. Soups are adjusted for consistency and flavor only when the entire soup has been fully reheated for at least for about 80 degrees Celsius. A soup can be thin and adding water, milk, or stock. The consomme generally has its nutritive value and flavor increase during the clarifying. So, mas madaling i-constitute ang stock, ang soup rather compared with the sauces. Okay, yun yung yun yung point niya dito. Okay, so many sauces can be made ahead, refrigerated or frozen, which make the idea was a last minute addition. Store in the small jar or bowl covered with a plastic refrigerator. Okay, so let's move on. So we have different approximate storage time of various sauces. Serve immediately. The beurre blanc. Beurre blanc is a used for fish sauce. It is a combination of a onion and clarified butter. Salsa can storage for about 24 hours. Marinara is 1 to 2 days. Same with the mayonnaise, vegetable puree, vinaigrette, caramel glaze, and fruit coulis. Okay, so fruit coulis is a fruit extract. Okay, so we have 1 week for the basic vinaigrette. Okay, then 2 weeks for the ginger soy dipping sauce, pesto, caramel sauce, and chocolate sauce. And freeze up to 2 months ang marinara kapag freezer. Pesto, vegetable puree, caramel sauce, chocolate, yan, 2 months. Ang last niya sa sa call this pag-storage. Okay, so there are numerous soups and sauces specified as required to store designated are dependent on its ingredients, liquidity, or consistency. Cold emulsions sauces, a mixture of two liquids that they are ordinarily not mixed. For example, let's move. Okay, when you are, again kapag sa soup kayo, okay, sa soup natin, mismong liquid lang siya. Wala siyang any item na nandoon. Baka mamaya kasi inisip nyo kasi, pag dinistore yung soup, kasama yung mga meat item. Hindi po. Kapag once na kumuha ka ng stock or gumawa ka ng soup, yung mismong item niya, wala doon. Yung ang kinukuha mo lang talaga yung mismong consomme niya. Okay. Kung sa soup ninyo, pag sa cream, okay, may mga adjustments kayo. Pero usually, kapag nag-store talaga kayo, which is literally, practical, ang ini-store mo lang talaga dito, yung walang thickening agent. Usually, the consomme talaga siya, or the bouillon, or the mismong stocks, ang mismong ini-store mo. So, kumbaga parang in terms of preparation of the soup, kapag thicken siya, madali ka mag-a-adjust. Kasi ang ini-store mo lang naman kasi yung liquid. Okay. Again, kapag mag-i-store kayo ng inyong soup, huwag nyong isasama yung ingredient. Ang i-store nyo talaga yung sabaw lang. Kasi bakit? For example, like you try to make a pork stock, tapos iniwan mo dun yung meat, yung bones, kinabukasan amoy nyo ang baho na niya. Hindi siya tama. Hindi siya iige. So, ang kailangan mo lang gawin nun, kunin mo yung mismong sabaw. Iwan mo yung mga items sa strain. Huwag mong isama sa storage mo. Okay, sabaw lang yung mismong kailangan doon. And then that's how you made naman the you will use the stock. The other is the read instructions carefully. Yan. Then the food waste management, so alam naman na natin yung ganyan. So bigay tayo ng points, avoid overbuying of stock. Okay, store food correctly. Yeah, kagaya nito, nakita nyo, di ba, naka-ano siya, naka-mix and plus na agad. Temperature control, kung cold, freeze, kung cold storage, it should be reached to the specific cold temperature. Label food correctly. At saka nakalagay din doon yung dates. Ayan, yung mga dates. Ayan, no? Keep stock inventory. Pay attention to the use of date. Ayan, so maglalagay kayo ng mga label. Ayan. So another is keep a close eye on a portion control. Okay, donate leftovers to local charity. Kung malapit na, kung ano naman siya, leftovers, hindi mo na yung tipong hindi nagagamit ha, pero hindi to advisable sa atin sa Philippines yung magdo-donate ka kasi usually alam mo naman tayo sinasagad talaga natin mga ingredients natin, mina-maximize talaga natin. So hindi siya usually applicable sa atin. Anticipate the demand with care. Give customers more menu options. Ano ba to? Ba't napunta na dito? Incorporate leftovers used to food efficiency. Yun sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. Compost food waste. Actually sa atin, ano lang tayo eh. We just simply divide our waste into a biodegradable, non-biodegradable, at saka recyclable. So that's the simply explanation of it. So that will be the end of the CO4. So ang gagawin ko ngayon ay o-open ko siya. Ayan. Okay, so that will be, okay, class, any questions tayo? Ayan, so antayin ko lang yung questions ninyo. Ayan, may questions ba, class? Mag-ask na ako ng questions sa inyong lahat. So, sige. Since wala pa naman questions, umpisahan natin itong ano. Ayan. Umpisahan natin yung ano, yung prelim. Ayan, yung LO1 ng week 3. Sige, buksan natin siya. Ayan. Okay, so we go tayo with the mise en place preparation. Ay, hindi, mali. Mali yung na-share. Tama ba? Hindi na naman gumagalaw yung screen ko sa phone. Ayan. So we go tayo with the different kitchen tools and equipments that we are using or preparing for our appetizer. So this will be the introduction natin ng appetizer. So again, as I promised next week, so ang discussion natin, mag-start tayo with the classical brigade. Tapos after nun, ituloy natin yung second part ng ano natin, ng appetizer. So at least dito magbibigay kayo. Si Regine kayo na pa nagtatanong, ilang weeks na yun. Yung week 2, yung paggawa ng stock. Hindi ko na siya i-okay. Ayan. So we go tayo with the kitchen tools and equipment. So as you can see here in the basic tools and equipment, so we have different examples like rubber spatula used for scraping of food, contents of bowl or mixing bowls. So ball cutter, okay, or the melon baller, yan yung ginagamit nating other term, is a sharp edge scoop for cutting out balls of fruit and vegetables. Channel knife, okay, channel knife or spatula, so used for small hand tool manipulating food in making like spreading or garnishes. Yan. So, other natin is like a wire whip or wire whisk, the other term, used for mixing thinner food. We have the zester, used for removing the zest or citrus or fill in the vegetable. Okay, then we have the French knife or not the paring knife, not the French knife, paring knife for trimming and for chopping, used for thin slicing and dicing of paring food, fruit strips. Then we have the butter curler. Another tools and equipments natin. Okay, so the cutting, sige na nga. Oo, i-extend ko yung ano. Yung ano i-extend ko? Regine, anong i-extend ko dito? Yung job sheet 3? Oo, Ronald may tanong si Ronald Agno. Individual po ba yung sauce? Yes, kasi in-adjust ko na siya as individual preparation. Compared dun sa una kasi, ginawa ko kasi 500 grams, 500 grams. Ay, 250 grams. So, tapos nakalagay dun for. Uy, grabe. Bakit i-extend? Nung Feb 25, tagal na nun ah. Sige, extend ko to ah. Same ang submission, March 11. Yun na yung last na extension ko na sa inyo. Task sheet, i-open ko lang yung paggawa ng consomme at yung pag-blanch. Okay, March 11 na yung deadline nung task sheet 2.2, yung how to make a kitchen consomme. And then, yung how to blanch chicken bones. March 11 din. That's the good thing. Okay, magagamit nyo yung sa mga hindi pa nakakagawa ng inyong stock. So yung stocks na gagamitin nyo dito, instead gagamit kayo ng Norcus, yun na lang gamitin yung pangsabaw dito sa sa ating paggawa ng carbonara sa sa bechamel. Okay na po, naka-open na. Naka-open na po yung Oo. Naka-open na po yun. Naka-open na. Okay na, okay na, okay na. Huwag ka na malungkot, Mark. Okay na tayo dyan. Okay na tayo. So, can we continue sa mise en place? Press 1 naman kayo dyan kung gusto niyo tayo mag-continue. Diba? Ang lakas maka-Asian channel nung ating discussion ngayon. But parang may viewers ako kaya lang parang hindi sila. May pwede kayo mag-respond. Grabe naman nakaka naman 'tong mga batang 'to. Andito na nga tayo sa 'di ba? Ang kagandahan kasi nito na ginagawa natin na recorded siya. So ibig sabihin you can watch it after. You can recap, gano'n. Ayan. So sige, let's continue. May nag-press 1 na. Yan si Angie. Ayan. So let's continue. So kitchen tools and equipment natin, we have a chopping board or cutting board. Okay, so the cutting board for cutting fruits and vegetables. Kitchen sear or kitchen scissor. Okay, for cutting of ingredients. Mashed potato or potato masher. The mashed potato. Potato masher. Sorry, magkaiba yun. Mashed potato is the finished product. Okay, potato masher. So device used for designing the press like potato to cook vegetables. Yan. You can see the picture. We have the chiller. Okay, we have the oven. Kitchen tools and equipment to measure. Ayan, so may mga instructions siya dito. Different purpose practices for kitchen equipment tools. Through the knowledge of equipment is essential for success of the kitchen. Few food service operations depend on nothing more than the range and on an oven, assortment of pots and pans and knives, and the other hand tools. Modern technology continues to develop more and more specialized and technical advanced tools to reduce the kitchen labor. Okay, so for example, like this one, you are using a potato masher instead of you are using fork. So ilan pa yung magpo-fork noon, tapos after mong i-mash yung potato using the fork, ilalagay yung pa sa strainer. So through this potato masher, you can just simplify the mashing of potato. At maganda pa yung output na magagawa ninyo. Cooking equipment, we have the range tops. Ito yung mga kitchen natin. So we have two types of kitchen na ginagamit natin. So we have the Chinese style and the French style. So pag sinabi natin French style, ito yung multiple stoves in one range. Okay, so like 4, 5, 6, 8. So that's the French style kitchen. Kapag once na isang malaking malaking stove siya, tapos mataas yung kanyang temperature, that's the Chinese style kitchen. Mga do's and don'ts tayo inside the kitchen. Make sure the gas pilots are lit before turning on the burners. If burners do not light, turn off the gas and allow the gas to ventilate before trying it again to light the pilot or the burner. Pag sinabi ting pilot, ito yung igniter. Okay? Ang pagkakaiba kasi ng kitchen, ng home kitchen essentials from the commercial kitchen one, sa commercial kitchen, sa house kitchen kasi natin, may igniter, yung parang sa lighter, yung nag-iignite siya ng ganon. So that's the home for sa bahay. Okay, pero pag commercial, may pilot tayo. Ito yung parang maliit na kandila, pero hindi kandila siya. Ang pinanggagalingan niya yung gas range. So iiwan mo lang doon yung apoy, yun yung sisindihan mo, yung maliit na pilot na yon. Tapos saka mo ngayon o-open yung bulb ng mismong stove. So that's the pilot na tinatawag natin. Okay, the maximum heat for maximum heat, adjust the air intake so gas flames are blue in the white tip. Do not keep flat top range on the heat unless its items are being cooked over them. Damage to the top cooled result. So, wag kayong maglalagay ng mga items sa mga kalan kung hindi naman siya ginagamit. Yan. Ovens. Okay, so ovens are and the range top are two workhorse. Ibig sabihin, pag sa ating workhorse, ito yung madalas na ginagamit, okay, sa traditional kitchen natin, which why they are so often found in the same unit. Ovens and are closed space in which food is heated, usually by hot air or some newer kinds of ovens by microwave or infrared radiation. Okay, so ito naman, yun sa microwave. Okay, conventional ovens naman natin is ovens operate simply heating by air in closed space. Most commonly, ovens part in range units. Okay, conventional ovens is typical ovens that you are using gas range. Okay, the other ovens natin ginagamit tayo ng electrical and also the infrared or the radiation. Okay, mga do's and don'ts in using of conventional ovens. Okay, many of these points apply to other types of ovens as well as number one, preheat ovens thoroughly, but no longer than necessary to avoid the excess energy use. You can preheat the oven, but do not preheat the oven 30 minutes before the cooking time. Sayang, ang tamang minutes ng preheating natin nasa range lang siya ng 10 minutes. Nagpipreheat tayo ng oven. Why do we need to preheat the oven? Okay, kasi when we are baking or when we are roasting or certain kind of food in the oven, we need to start in the specific temperature. Yun dapat yung nakaset na standard na doon. Hindi yung nilagay mo yung pagkain doon sa loob ng oven, saka mo palang bubuksan yung oven. Hindi ganon. Okay, hindi ganon ang paggamit ng oven. Dapat ma-reach na muna yung required temperature bago mo ilagay yung pagkain doon. But make sure do not preheat the oven more than the longer na hindi nyo pa nagagawa yung pagkain. So, kagaya na sinabi sa inyo kanina, almost 10 minutes lang pwede nyo gamitin yung oven. I mean, preheating ng oven is 10 minutes. Then, after the 10 minutes, you can put the food now inside the oven. Do not preheat oven 20 minutes before. Sayang yung 10 minutes. Nag-a-access tayo ng either kukuryente man or ng gas. So, sayang din yon. Malaking bagay yon. To avoid high energy loss interruption for cooking, do not open the door more often than necessary. Okay? So, hindi tayo basta-basta nagbubukas ng oven. Kasi bakit? Yung temperature na umiikot doon, pag once na inopen natin yung door, mawawala yun agad-agad. Babaksak yung temperature, tapos magsiset na naman ng temperature. Madadamage yung pagkain na inilagay mo sa oven. At the same time, yung energy ng energy consumption tataas din. Okay, so avoid natin yung mga ganyan. So space items will allow for heat circulation. Be sure that the pilot light is on before turning on the gas ovens. Again, the pilot light na binanggit natin. Okay, deep fryers tayo. Deep fryers is only one used to cook food in hot pot. Okay, yet because it's popularly on fried food, okay, this function is important one. Ito usually pangit dito sa mga fast food na, no? Okay, standard deep fryers are poured either gas or electric. So, sa mga fast food ngayon, electric yung ginagamit nila. Tama ba, no, Ronald? Electric yung ginagamit ninyo sa deep fryer ninyo. Yan. So, another natin is automatic fryers removed from the pot automatically after present time. So pressures fryers are covered fry. So yun yung usually sa deep fryers natin. Do's and don'ts sa fryer natin. So fryer or frying procedure are care of frying fats are discussed in dito chapter 4. So let's okay. So number 1 is when filling the kettles on the solid pot, set the thermostat for about 240 degree Fahrenheit. Depende kung anong standard ng restaurant niyo kung ano magiging temperature niya. Okay, to keep the kettles or the filled with the fill line and make sure that the drain valve is shut before adding the fat and apply the kettle. Empty kettle. So ito yung lagayan the basin yun. So check the accuracy of thermostat regularly by reading temperature fat thermometer. Okay, so next natin cold food storage equipment. So the quality of food you serve depends on the great degree of refrigeration equipment. By keeping food cold, usually below 41 degree Fahrenheit or 5 degrees Celsius, the refrigerator, known as the tray or the cooler or the box, guards against the spoilage of bacterial growth. Okay, so several types of refrigerator are used in food service. In walk-in, we have the room size. refrigerator or built-in shelves on the wall or walk-ins can be customized and fit nearly in any available space. Okay, so pag malalaking restaurant kasi, yung mismong ang refrigerator nila, kwarto, isa kind cold rooms talaga. So, yeah. So, ganun ang kanilang refrigerator nila kapag malalaking storage or malalaking kusina or malalaking restaurant. So, kwarto talaga yung kanilang storage doon from the freezing into a refrigeration. So, yun siya. Tapos meron nga lang siyang mahigpit yung kanyang lock. Yung pag na-lock ka sa loob, hindi ka na makakalabas. Ganun ang mga refrigerator sa malalaking restaurant. Okay, so rich in the standard upright refrigerator, similar in the shape of large home refrigerator but without the freezing unit. Okay, rich in ito yung nakahigang refrigerator. Okay, rich in. Walk-in, yun yung normal refrigerator na nakatayo. That's the walk-in refrigerator. Ang rich in, yun yung nakahiga. Okay. So next natin, kitchen tools. Handle the knives with respect. Knives can be damaged or handled carelessly. Or kahit tayo, masugatan tayo. Keep the knives sharp. Okay, so lagi nating sinasharp dapat lagi ang knife. Kasi kapag hindi sharp yung knife natin, it will cause accident. Yung tipong magbibigay ka ng mas malakas na force, tapos biglang iikot yung gulay or yung food item mo, tapos yung pala, akala mo nahiwa mo yung gulay or yung meat, yung pala daliri mo na yung nahiwa. Okay, kaya dapat lagi tayo nag-sharpen ng knife natin. Keep the knives clean. Okay, use safe handling procedure for knives. Use appropriate cutting surface. Okay, like chopping board. Yan, may mga ganyan. Hindi tayo pwedeng mag-chop ng plastic over the plastic. Yan, hindi tayo pwedeng mag-chop doon kasi mag-create siya ng scratches. Okay? Sharpening or honing. Ito yung paghahasa natin ng knife. Okay, there's properly care of cleaning the rolling pins. So, rolling pins is for baking or flattening our bread. The shaves and strainers. Okay, so yan. So ano lang natin yan, hugasan lang natin thoroughly. Okay, so lalo yung pag gumamit tayo ng chinwa, ito yung chinoy. It's the spelling of chinoy, pero you pronounce it chinwa. Okay, baka mamaya magtanong kayo ano yung chinoy. It's chinwa. It is a fine strainer. Okay, ito yung patusok na parang cone. Usually when you are dipping noodles into a hot sauce or hot stock or hot water, so that's the thing, chinwa. Okay, chinwa. Okay. Pots, pans, and molds. Ayan. So made of copper, transfer heat rapidly and evenly, but because of direct contact with the copper, okay, will affect the color, consistency, many food, copper. Okay, so iwas lang kayo sa paggamit ng mga iba't ibang mga Hindi lahat kasi ng mga pans natin are the same. Magkaiba ang stainless steel sa copper, magkaiba ang copper sa non-stick. So may ganon. May kaiba rin yung copper sa cast iron. Yung cast iron, ito yung usually nakikita yung normal na kwali sa ingan natin, sa cast iron. Okay, natin. Yung kulay itim, na ganon. So, blue steel, aluminum, yan. So, alam na natin yung mga. So, any questions tayo doon sa mixing class? So, next week tayo, mag-start tayo with the prepare of range of appetizer, present range of appetizer, and store appetizer. So, medyo maraming nakaabang na activity for next week. At saka sa midterm natin, i-open din natin yung midterm by next week. So, lahat ng mga questions. So, ngayon, sa week 3 natin, mag-open ako ng self-check 3.1. Sige, next week ko na lang i-open siya para hindi kayo masyadong mabigatan doon sa gagawin yung self-check dito sa LO3 at saka sa self-check 4 ng prelim week 2. So, any questions, class? And any questions po? Bakit pa kasi isa lang ako dito? Ayan. So, any questions po?
Any questions? Sige, mag-aantay ako sa inyo ng tanong. Mga tanong. Okay, sir, isa lang. O kaya nga hindi na ako nagbigay, di ba? Ayan, so sabi niya, wala na po. Sige, kung wala na, give me, okay, wait lang. Sir, yung sa bechamel sauce, fresh milk po. Yes po. Correct. Good question to, Ashley. Yes, fresh milk po ang gagamitin. Okay, kung gagamit naman kayo ng evap, ang gawin nyo lang, didilute nyo lang siya ng same quantity ng water. For example, if the evap is 200 ml, maglalagay kayo doon ng 200 ml na water para maging fresh milk siya. O, di ba? Alternative. Yan. So, pag gusto nyo naman ganun. Wala nang questions? Okay, so prepare tayo, 15 minutes. Lipat tayo dun sa kabilang link natin, ha? Thank you so much. Bye-bye.